Hi everybody, ArmyP here for eXplorminate, and welcome back to my ongoing Let's Play of Stellaris with MegaCorp installed. So, we have gone forward a little bit since our last episode, just a couple years. And this is funny, I didn't even plan it this way, but it looks like we found ourselves first contact. So let's investigate that in our situation log so we can get the Unity. Now, although I actually wanted to I'd established first contact before starting this next episode, it actually worked out rather well. In the meantime, there's a couple things I want to catch up that happened off screen. We are going to go to Cathena Prime, so we built a colony ship and we're starting to get on our third planet. Additionally, and it was in the comment section below from my previous video, it turns out that trade hubs don't increase the value of your trade. So if I put on my detailed map mode, you can see here that this particular case, this at Cathena, the station, I have a trade hub and has a collection range of 1. So within 1 star lane, it will pick up this 6 trade, and it's one that's built in, and continue on. It kind of collects 1 hyper lane away. Now, if I would build a second one, it wouldn't increase the value of that star system for trade, but it would stack the range, so I'd go 2 different star lanes and pick up all the trade value. So appreciate it in the comment section below that clarification. What else did we want to talk to you about before we unpause? I picked kinship in the harmony when I got my unlocked a different tradition here. So the reason I took this, and this is important, and it will be big later on in the game, anytime that you have a strata, the strata is the rank, I guess you could say, your social standing. So you've got rulers, specialists, and workers. Oftentimes, I shouldn't say oftentimes, there are times when you're going to get an unemployed pop, and the reason you're going to get an unemployed pop is because you may have a specialist or a ruler that no longer has a job. Could be through a multitude of different reasons, and they won't work. They refuse to. It's much like an ethics shift or change that in the previous versions. So what will happen is they'll remain unemployed for a certain amount of time, and then they'll just give up and they'll take a different or a lower class, a lower strata. In this case, let's say it could have been an artisan who was out of work, and then eventually might have to go in. Things are tough and work as a farmer. So I took that perk because the amount of time it takes for that pop to make that decision is reduced by 50%. And we got an election. I don't typically, yeah, I use my influence for other things until much later in the game. Get some new tech. Research complexes. I think that we started that last time. We're going to start getting some better deflectors. Oh, it's too bad I didn't fulfill it. And I'm trying to think, was there anything else? Oh, and of course, the number one thing I actually wanted to talk to you about, because this is the big one, our empire size. So if you remember from previous versions, every time that you colonized a planet, and in 2.0, every time you colonized or you took over a star system, it would increase your technological costs and how much unity it would take to unlock your next tradition. What they've done in this game is they've made an administrative cap. And you can see here my empire size, my administrative cap is 50, right? So as soon as I go over 50, and the way that you can do that is the amount of systems that you have, the amount of colonies that you own, and the districts per planet. And then once you go over, it shows you how much this is starting to increase your technological tradition costs, campaign costs, leadership upkeep, and leadership costs. So as your empire starts to go over and above your administrative cap, you will get more and more restrictive penalties. This is the kind of counter to being able to play tall, because playing tall is definitely... There have been ways to play tall in Stellaris. This is making it far more viable by staying nice and tight and building really specialized cities to, you know, maximize and feed your economy versus... Ooh, here we go. Versus building extremely wide. So anyway, I really like it because it's far more clear. It's far more comprehensive about exactly why everything's costing the way that it is. And if you do stay under that cap, why you're getting, it's not a bonus, it's just you're not getting any malice. So that's awesome. And the reason I showed that is because, of course, I just matched over my administrative cap, which is currently at 56. Bakthoi Hegemony. Bakthoi. Sounds like something out of, I'd order at a Vietnamese restaurant. Anyway, this is one of our custom-made eXplorminate members, so let's see what he's got. He is Xenophile and Fanatic Materialist. Greetings, I am honored to be chosen by Chairman Timonfon to represent the hegemony in all diplomatic dealings with your fascinating species. We thrive to unlock the full potential of technology, a goal we find to hope you will find equally worthwhile. And I'm going to say we have much to learn from each other, Bakthoi. Oh, awesome. So, yeah, looks like we got some good neighbors. Let's see what their empires. Well, that's going to block my... It's going to block my potential use of expansion. I'm currently in his borders right now, so it doesn't make any sense for me to continue doing that. So let's see what he's got here. Oh, another thing that we haven't had a chance to do, and this is awesome. You will notice here, this is your typical diplomacy screen, but if we go over here to the equivalent, right? What they've done now is they've changed it from fleet power, naval capacity, and technological level to economic power. So this makes much more sense, because I mean, I used to really game the heck out of this, and if I ever needed to, say, vassalize or get a better standing or thwart off a war, I knew that the AI was using these old mechanics, which were fleet power, naval capacity, and technological level. So I might boost up my naval capacity like crazy, super quick, so that it would hinder them from going to war, because suddenly I would be superior to them in that particular field. But with economic power, it makes much more sense. So that's awesome. It's a good change. And the only thing I don't like, and I have yet to figure out why, if we form a research agreement with the Empire, it will give both empires a bonus to research speed of all the Empire's discovered technologies. Hey man, that sounds great. But here's the deal. If I go to a trade deal, right, I can trade alloys, consumer goods, and all things like I could normal. But remember back in the previous versions, it would tell you how many research, how much he had researched versus how much I had researched in each individual field, researching in physics, society, and engineering. This one, all I know is that he agrees to it. I don't know how that balances out and weighs against how much I'm giving up versus how much I'm accepting in behalf. So, although I think we can maintain a good relationship with the Bakthoi hegemony, I'm going to see if he wants to do that. And, of course, with another mechanic that has recently changed, this is going to cost us 0.25 influence per month. It would actually cost, I believe, 0.5, but because I'm fanatic, yeah, so my faction influence cost, specialized, oh, that, trade value, oh no, diplomatic influence upkeep is minus 25, so, yeah, I'm not too sure how that would work, but anyway, I get a discount for my diplomatic influence upkeep for being a xenophile, which is cool. And it looks like he's accepted it, so we're in good shape here. Science, I want you to research that anomaly. Now, I don't want to get too saucy getting too close. You know what we're going to do, though? I want to see who else is out here. What else we got? So we're building some unity. I really want more minerals. No, you know what? Minerals are pretty good. Trade value. Let's build a building. Let's see what we got here for different oil choices. 13 alloys. It looks like we should probably build another alloy foundry, because everything looks pretty good from this point on. Besides, Athena Prime has some really good agriculture, so I intend to use Athena Prime to maximize, to be my agricultural hub of the entire eXplormination empire. Alright. Now, that being said, I love this. This was one of the best changes they could have made in this entire patch, and I'll tell you why. I was very frustrated with 2.0 that you could not declare rivals unless you had connecting star lanes, because I found that just ridiculous. And I still to this day couldn't understand why you decided to do that. It was a design decision that didn't make a lot of sense to me, and I was frustrated by it when they decided to do it. Because oftentimes you can increase your diplomatic standing with another race if you declare another rival that they also have as a rival. Called, I think it's called what? Mutual rivals is something that it's called. And the idea being is that if you both have an enemy, if you both share a common enemy, you can become friends, right? Well, oftentimes because you could only declare a rival that you were connected with, it really limited that. And in 1.9, I don't know how many times I had really cool, amazing experiences while playing the game, because I could, by all intents and purposes, I should have been an enemy with somebody who had an opposing ethics, but because we had a mutual enemy, we ended up becoming friends. So anyway, my whole point is, I hate this. I hate this, the star pattern ones. I never get the goodies on it, so it's a malfunction. I'll take the influence. So what they've done in 2.2, I digress, is they've lifted that. So I can declare a rival from halfway across the galaxy. Now, of course, it won't generate a lot of influence for me because there's a distance modifier to it, right? So you're still going to maximize the most influence that you're going to get as long as it's right beside you. But needless to say, I still like that. And then I played a very brief game. Sorry, I'm just checking my economies here. I've played a very brief game before starting this one up, and I was able to use that declare rivalry, and it felt more like 1.9, and I appreciate that because there are some things in 1.9 I thought did better than 2.0, but that gap, if it even exists anymore, has drastically been reduced. I am going to... Hello, Mr. Backthoi Hegemony. Forgotten him. Greetings, human. Do you come with questions or answers? Such a philosophical question. Oh, I do believe that they came from... that's right. I believe the background of the Backthoi Hegemonies, they came from a very Arctic place, and you can see here they're very much like a sea-type lizard creature. So because of the harsh Arctic conditions, they like to build robots. So I bet you if we had the opportunity to look at his home planet... that's too bad. Ooh, wow, he's maximized. Wow, he's built quite a few districts there. You know why? It's because I bet he has a lot of robots. That really taps things up. Speaking of which, can I build robots yet? I don't think I can. No, I can't. Too bad. We'll do that later. Anyway, I'm going to open diplomatic relations with this gentleman, and I am going to see if I can see any communications that he has. And we'll do it both ways. Maybe I'll give him a couple, what do you think, energy. I'll give us some minerals. Ooh, wow, 100, he's only got, wow. I'll make a good deal with him. Okay, communications. Oh, it doesn't look like he knows anybody. Well, enjoy the gift, sir. Alright, a tropical world. Oh, that's another one that's good for agriculture.
Construction complete.
Okay, finally we get to build. I'm going to... No, still there. I was trying to figure out, and I had a question about this, someone while I was playing this game, is you can see here that my capital city, my empire's capital, is reducing by immigration by 1.17. Like because my immigration, I've got people leaving to go to some of the other colonies. And I was always wondering when that would stop. And I'm going to try building the reassembled ship shelter to a capital and see if that stops it. Because I should be losing, yeah, I'm losing quite a bit by immigration right now. So I'm not shrinking, it's just that it's really hindering my growth because people are going to be trying to leave and go to these other places, these other colonies. And I was always wondering when that malice stopped. I think it might be when I build the capital. Okay, so what do we got here? We got some chemical plants. I'm gonna go research station output. Yeah, why not?
Survey complete.
Looks like we've got
Anomaly detected.
quite a bit of trade value here, but number 5, eh? 1, 2. If I build that though, I don't think it'll integrate to my trade routes. Oh, look at this. I'm losing quite a bit. I'm losing. And we'll just do this trade value. See, and you can of course see, hopefully it won't degrade super quickly. You can see here I'm losing, my current piracy is 1.75, and it just goes down immediately to 0. There you go. Get him to go back home. Excellent. All right. What we got here? Ooh, a tropical world. Ooh, unstable tectonics and acid jungles. That is a lot of districts, so a 21 planet. What is the rare ones? It says max crystal mines. Wow. Yeah, there's some goodies here, to be sure. But that habitability, and it was another thing that I brought up in the comment section below, so I appreciate it, is that the percentage, that the gap of percentage from being 100% habitability of your pops to the planet is what's going to be increased cost for consumer goods, amenities, and I believe food upkeep. So at 50%, I'd be paying 50% more upkeep for my food, amenities, and my consumer goods, which is that's quite the malice, especially early in the game when your economy is very, very tender and can't hold up to the scrutiny. I'm going to try to take this off of the Backthoi. I don't want him to have that. So it looks like we're getting pretty good here. I'm excited.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now that I've built a planet administration, I should... Oh, so it isn't just the main... It seems that immigration kind of goes through all the different planets. That's interesting. So I thought it was actually your home planet, but in reality it actually could be shared. I believe it might be in your sector. That's exactly what it might be. I'll have to do a little bit more further testing, but of course the way that sectors work is they're like clusters of your planets. So you've got like a cluster of core planets and a cluster of like outlining worlds, but you can control them individually. Or you can give them over to the sector. It's completely, changed. It's not because, of course, with our planet empire colonies not being our cap anymore, right? Anyway, long story short is that it sounds like it's the planet administration. Once you build that, it offsets and you start being able to be more self-sufficient, which I guess makes sense from a kind of a lore standpoint. All right, what do we got here? I don't really want to build too much. I think what I want to do, got lots of amenities. I just increase the trade value. No, you know what we're gonna do? Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create some trade value and some amenities. Why not? I want my people to be happy. Now, in terms of luxuries, amenities go up. What do you think? I think our unity. Consumer goods is 7. I think we're going to build... I do believe this is building consumer goods as it is too. Let's get our unity and then we'll focus a little bit more on research. I can honestly say though, I think that if... I mean, I want to build a Forge world. I'm not the biggest Warhammer 40k buff. And I just recently started reading into it a little bit more. I had a friend of mine give me one of the books. I haven't gotten very deep into it, but that being said, I'm really fascinated by it. And oh, look at this! So we got some wreckage identified from the Backthoi and Hegemon. All right, so I think we could take the resources. They've got to really bump these back up. I mean, I'm sitting on 6.9 thousand minerals. So some of these events, like for risking diplomatic relations for 300 minerals, not worth it. So I'm going to give it back to the Bekthoi in this event, and we should be super friendly with each other. But yeah, I want to build a forge world. That's definitely what I want to do. One of these days, when I'm... Of course, you love us. Of course you do. Challenging. It takes them 300. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, the Bekthoi hegemony have come with us with a non-aggression pact. We agree, because I think that their navy is actually superior. Wow, our fleet power is overwhelming. I really... and now a commercial pact. Wow. So, a commercial pact, basically... I really wish we could have... That's interesting, because we've got a commercial pact, and it says, breaking commercial pact with the Empire if you have a branch office. We don't have a branch office. We just have a commercial pact. So, our trade value should be going up pretty quick here. And I think that the value that it goes up is based off of our amenities, because I don't think it shows up on the internal trade routes. No, it does not. But anyway, another thing that's worrying me is I have to build... I gotta get my... Where's my tech? Oh, that's one thing I don't like. This normally would open up my tech tree, but now I gotta go over here. And that's... I guess I could just learn the hotkey. Where are we? It's been a... technology. No, they don't even have a hotkey for it. 17 months till I build my destroyer. So I'm going to wait the 17 months and then top up my fleet a little bit, I think. In the meantime, I guess I can build a few more. I don't like to build more than 10, because as soon as I get... missiles, I like to kind of make sure I've got a gunboat and a interceptor for my corvettes. Okay, so what else we got? Lifespan of minerals, firing speed, pop amenity usage down. So the greater good, population ethics attraction is up by 25%. That's fine. Pop amenity usage reduced by 10%. That's also huge, because it seems to be a good balancing act to try to keep your pops happy with amenities. Alright. You'd think we're going to be looking at finding yet another race pretty quick here. Ooh, this is interesting. Basically, we could take the natural process and we can get a +4 to our physics, which a very early game that can be huge, because of course it adds to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of physics points. But in terms of really good planets, I'm just loving the new colonization mechanics and like looking at each individual planet, trying to find that super one. So I'm going to risk the 50% chance to try to get this into a favorable state for the 200 credits. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What do we do? Oh, looks like we won! The science officer reports that ONAB 5 can indeed be terraformed. A narrow window of opportunity is expected to open shortly as the planet enters a particular unstable phase in its cycle, lasting a couple months. Braun believes that miniaturizing explosive charges delivered to the planet's crust and strategic irradiation to the atmosphere during this time will halt ONAB 5's tumultuous changes and stabilize it into a form more suitable for sustaining life. A special project has been issued, but we don't have much time. Okay. Obviously, we're going to have to get you there. Research that. And that's not far out of our range, too. This is really good. Alright. Well, I made an arid world. Come on. I guess it's a planet that's kind of within our reach, I guess. Whatever. We did get some research from it, which is nice, I suppose.
Construction complete.
Okay, our colony looks like we got some unemployed people. We're gonna build some agriculture. And what do we have here? Because we had habitability and growth speed, migrating forests. A mobile forest of this world frequently migrates in mass. Ooh, looks like we have a comment. Hang on. So what does that do for us with the migrating forest? Well, this doesn't end up being very... It sounds like a cool place, but apparently we're losing max mining districts, agriculture, and generator districts. That's great. Okay, so what else we got? Looks like we got some type of asteroid. Okay, we should be fine. Oh, that's weird. Okay, our consumer goods is going down a little bit. That's fine. And, alright, we got our destroyer. We'll go with some afterburners. Should be fine. I think that we're going to get, if I remember correctly, unless it's changed in 2.2, which I'm not 100% sure, we should be receiving some minerals from this. Society outputs. Exploration phase, that's good. Also unlocks survey. Where's the Space Force under attack? What do you see? He's level 4 now, so I might come back and get him to do some of the research anomalies. I've got several of them here that in my... Alright, here we go. No problem. No problem at all. And how many resources we're going to get? Wild guess, chat. I say it hasn't changed. We're going to get like 1,000. Oh, 1,000. They didn't change it. Oh well. That's when you know you've played this game too much. Alright, return home there, buddy. Okay, everybody. That kind of looks like that's the end of this episode. Just continue watching, and I think what we're going to do is start focusing on getting our districts packed up on our existing colonies and getting them built up. Maybe instituting some more trade, and who knows what we're going to find in the night sky when it comes to different alien races. This has been Army P for eXplorminate, and thanks for watching.